this is the reason is because of cognitive science. I think it serves like a very good. I don't want to call it estuary again, but it has this freshwater, saltwater,
Yes.
because it combines common interests, let's say.
Yes.
To
No, and cognitive science, at least to the degree that I understand it, is, I mean, people saw the silo effect that has happened in the disciplines. On Sam's channel, he had Drew Johnson on, and he was talking about the fact that he has a PhD. He's a doctor of philosophy, but many people with doctors of philosophy know zero philosophy. They just know the tiny little discipline. And so I think that's part of the reason now we see the rise of synthesizers. You know, they usually get subjected to the criticism that they don't stay in their lane. But all of us have to be synthesizers to make any use of anything that's happening in the silos. And so when Jordan Peterson is modeling synthesis, and Ian McGilchrist is modeling synthesis, and John Vervaeke is modeling synthesis, and cognitive science has elements from various disciplines, I think there tends to be a going back and forth between specialization and synthesis. It has to go that way. And it has to go that way in individuals. It has to go that way in communities. It has to go that way in cultures, because of how our attention works. We can't, you have to pay attention to the details of a discipline, hence the name discipline. And you also have to pay attention to the synthesis, the whole. So it's the back and forth between the one and the many constantly. And what I've really enjoyed about this little corner has been when you're doing synthesis, not just, let's say, among academics, because academics are themselves just one thing, but we have stay-at-home moms, and we have tradesmen like tilers and truck drivers and food truck operators and pastors and medical doctors. And because when you get that level of synthesis, obviously you are bringing much more of the world then into the picture and into the conversation. And that has tremendous value. You know, I look at Grim, I mean, people struggle to sort of work their way through a Grim Grizz live stream because of all of the branding and all of the insider language. What's hilarious is that people don't sort of many people of high status don't disparage science or the academy, even though it itself has all of these same aspects, insider language. I mean,
technical jargon.
That's right. That's right. And so to watch, and what I noticed from Grizz, who, if you go all the way back to my first conversation with him, I mean, he, before his career as a YouTuber, he was a medical transcriber. And he caught when I had a tweet of this morning, and he read it on the channel, and he said, you know, I said, we know what's best for you. And he corrected me. We want what's best for you. That all of that discipline as a medical transcriber gave him focus on, you need exactly the precise word. And when you listen to his channel carefully, you recognize it might look kind of crazy and chaotic and insane, but when he's working his memetics, he is very careful with the language. People don't see it because it's in the midst of all of this other stuff going on, but there's a great deal of care that he is actually using.
I fully agree with you. Greece is brilliant. What he's doing, because I know a few things about mimetics and mimetic engineering and all of that good stuff. So I fully understand him, and I know it may sound a bit paradoxical, but that's why I try to say to everyone, like, this guy, indeed, he's ingenious.
Yeah.
What he's doing is so ahead of everyone else.
Yes.
That when everyone else tries to understand, when they understand him even a bit, you know what they do? They just copy him.
Yes.
This is what they do. And because Grimm, he is the genius that he is, he likes it. He likes getting copied. So because that's the whole thing, that's how mimetics works. It's not like somebody copied me and he took my idea. No, you are glad that they took your idea because it means that it works.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and that's how, I mean, in a sense, that's what I watch in terms of, okay, here's my stuff. And Peterson, to his credit, Peterson would not have had the status rocket he went on if he had tried to, let's say, go through all of those clip channels in 2016 and 2017 and 2018 who were just taking his stuff and making little clips and cycling them. That fueled the status rocket. And what you learn is you watch what people copy. And that's what you learn. You say, okay, so you don't necessarily know what it is about that, but you say there's something there and I have to pay attention to that because that's a tell of maybe there's something important out there or true out there or powerful out there. And that's what I have to pay attention to. And no, you're exactly right. And Grizz is doing it. It's so funny to me that of all things, he talks about savings throws of mind control. And the savings throws on mind control are probably the most mind control-y thing he's doing. I mean, it is just layer upon layer upon layer that he's doing there. And I can completely understand how, I have sung his praises on my channel how many times, and then I hear back from people. I went over to that channel and I can't watch it. I completely understand. I completely understand.
And slowly, they how do you say? I am even convinced that if Grimm ever goes mainstream, he will do something to again, flip the tables.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
Approaches are that's where the alignment is between Grimm and I.
Okay, so what is bringing down the fourth wall project, Grimm?
A terrible spell, and part of that spell, the humans have the campfire circuitry. For whatever reason, probably because it. So like, the television engages that, and like that's when your tribal elders are passing on information and stuff. So like those things are hijacked and make everybody feel like they're audience. And like if you watch characters in series that do break the fourth wall, and that's what the fourth wall I'm referencing when I do it. It's the wall behind which you are audience and not a human. So
okay.
Hashtag paintball for Jesus, @GrimmGrizz, hashtag break the fourth wall.
Like you do like break the fourth wall that doesn't exist and be like,
break the fourth wall a little bit.
you really helped me break the fourth wall. Like, it's just people.
Good poetry is definitely always trying to break the fourth wall.
Always tried, as GrimmGrizz says, to break the fourth wall to the degree that I can.
Fast Freddy Deep knows it all. That's my old name, G.